I welcome you all with love. And one of the things that is important in living our lives is to let go of the idea of perfectionism. Now, we can look at this whole viral thing as certainly activating it. We're washing our hands, we're trying to be perfect. But guess what? Viruses are everywhere. And really what I want to say is, let's take a look at our life and look at that tendency within ourselves. The tendency to try to be perfect. Now, that doesn't mean that we want to be sloppy and so forth. In fact, we know that people who live the longest have a certain level of perfectionism. But I want to stay away from the word, but I also want to make the point that it's a way of living that I'm going to use the word conscientious. Now, the research in this 80-year study, starting with kids who were 5, is that the boys and girls at 5 years old who were conscientious and kept this behavior for their whole lives actually did live about 5 years longer. Because being conscientious means you pay attention to life. Different than being perfectionist. Perfectionist, particularly if you make a mistake, which is the human condition. We're always making mistakes. There's nothing new about that. But what perfectionism does is it separates you from the truth. Because the truth is, being human, we're meant to make mistakes. And why are we, what do we get from that? Well, on one level, Confucius said, he said, the glorious thing in life is not never failing, but the ability to get up after we fall or fail and keep going. Now, that's true, but it actually is not the whole story. The whole story is, what can we learn from our mistakes? Okay, if we're too focused on being perfectionists, we spend, okay, I made a mistake, and we're worrying about it, and we're contracted. But the other way is, okay, I'm a human being, we make mistakes, it's just what happens, and we're being conscientious. So what can I learn from that mistake? And I, in my 0 Point course, which we'll be teaching in June, the idea is to take a look at our thought forms that led us into making a mistake. We have egoic ideas, concepts, archetypes that led us into missing the mark. And when we can let go of perfectionism, what does that do? Well, it actually gives us the ability to look at what's going on, see where we missed the mark, ask for the forgiveness from ourselves as well as others, and then we create a certain redemption, which is we cleared the thought form, so we're far less likely to miss the mark again. Now, how's that different from perfectionism? It's almost like a subtle, I'm going to say obsession. Can't make a mistake. And it's like that creates limitation because we can't think as clearly. We can't go with the flow of the situation. So the key in the whole liberated state is to be able to move freely in every direction and know that we are human and that's okay. And if we miss the mark, then get back on track, pay attention to what we're doing, and then that way consciousness is expanding. We're always expanding. Now, what's the good news about that too, consciousness expanding, is at every level we're always starting anew. It's always a new adventure. That is very cool. So may everybody be blessed as we're facing all these things, not to get into an obsessive compulsive perfectionism, work towards an ever-increasing alignment with who we are, our life purpose, our life meaning, and the love that comes from that. Peace be with you. And just look as the energy comes through for a moment. And now time to go into meditation. I'm going to be trying to give these little talks for timing for people somewhere between 5 and 5:30 every day, except on Thursdays when I'm doing the English, Spanish, Portuguese, and Israel and European talks, which go on all day long. So join me around 5:30 every day, and we just have a little bit of this and a little bit of the Shakti energy. Peace be with you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Amen.